An NJ Driver had this interesting comment. Vigilantism can get you placed in the same cell as the one you're after. Be extremely careful. Do you guys actually sort of give yourself a certain kind of guidelines that you sort of follow to try to avoid that kind of an issue from happening?
I basically I don't ever. Oh, well, I can't say ever. The one time I did take a case on that was given to me by somebody else. That's the case that I got charged with a crime for. But I don't take leads because I'm just sketched out about somebody trying to set up somebody they don't like. And there's a lot of things like you can't stop somebody's liberty of movement. It can be considered an unlawful imprisonment. So you can't block doors. You can't give the appearance of blocking a door. They got to be able to leave anytime they want to. It really helps to somewhat know the law so that you don't get yourself in trouble. You can't tell people to stay. You can't block them in. I mean,
yeah, because
to be honest, when you do this, when I started doing this, the evolution of what I did changed dramatically over the course of a year. Because at first we went to the park, we set this kid up, we basically apprehended him, we convinced him to call the police on himself. The next couple of guys I blocked in kind of. They tried fleeing but didn't even work. Eventually it moved to where I just get all the evidence that I can. I contact the police, I tell them what's going on, and then when the guy goes to meet him, I just tell I tell the police in plenty of advance notice so that they can go respond to it. And they have me call him up when the guy goes to meet him, and then they just went and swooped him up.
So by the time that you do this ambush with the police, you've already had multiple communications, and it's been clearly established that they know they're going to meet to have sex with a little girl.
Oh yeah. So I definitely know how to get them to show their intent. There's specific there's just ways you can get them to bring specific snacks or drinks. Have them bring condoms, and basically the more vulgar they get, the worse off it is for them.
Right. So you meet them in these anonymous apps like Kick and stuff like that.
I try not to use Kick because it is too anonymous. Okay. It's set up to where as soon as you erase, and I was told this by law enforcement, as soon as they erase the message in Kick, it is gone. It is gone from the Kick servers. She's in the bathroom.
Okay. So what apps do you meet these freaks in?
Specifically an app called Whisper.
Okay, Whisper. You already told me that. I thought there may have been other ones. So
there are plenty of other ones that are out there but I've never not caught anything from
Whisper.
Every time I go fishing on Whisper, I come back with something.
Oh my God. Well, hats off to you, man. I mean, for lack of a better expression, you're doing the Lord's work. You're doing the Lord. And I'm an anarchist. I'm an ANCAP as well. And, I would rather someone get beat to death than you call the cops. But here's the thing. I don't have any mercy for these people. If I could get away with it, which I can't, and I know I can't, and I know it's a moot point, and I know it's futile, but it's a fantasy of mine. I lay awake at night, and I think, wouldn't it be neat to, bludgeon a pedophile, So there's nothing, no harm upon them that I wouldn't spare them. And I think the worst thing you can do is get somebody in the law enforcement system. So, because under any other circumstances, I think law enforcement do more harm than good, except this one. This one, no quarter given to these people. And that's all I got to say.
Exactly, no quarter.
Yeah.
That's it. And exactly, like, you know how bad you gotta be for an AMCAP to call the cops on you? Like, this is bad. Like, you're breaking natural law.
Right.
No, you should not fucking do.
Right. There's no consent here, you know, and they're anonymously preying on children, you know. You know, in a just society, I would be able to bludgeon them to death, but we don't live in one of those. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, we live in this statist-ass society where I have to deal with the police, and they got to deal with all these laws. Their hands are tied sometimes. Like, when the second person I ever caught found out, like, I just didn't get enough evidence, but like the whole town knows about him, and he like owns a pizza parlor here.
Oh, wow. So let's get back into evidence gathering. So the Punisher Squad by the numbers. So you first tell me if I'm getting the method of what you do correct. So first you go on to Whisper and you pretend that you're a young girl looking for a guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the next step is to what's up?
The charge in Washington depends on the age. So if I say that I'm 12, that's a first-degree attempted rape of a child.
Okay, so yeah, so you're 12 and under, so you're a 12-year-old girl and you're looking for a guy to show you a good time or whatever, you know, and you meet the guy, and how much time goes by? I mean, how many messages exchanges do you go through with him? Like, what's that progression like?
So, like, I'll post a post, you know, I'll make a post, and sometimes, like, when I first did it, I was super raunchy, right? And then I caught my first person, and it made national news. It made all over the place. Like, you can find my story like all over the world.
What's the headline that people could Google at home?
Usually, if you typed in the words Punisher Squad or Vigilante, Punisher Squad Vigilante, like all sorts of things, like from Switzerland, Germany. Like, I'm super popular over in Switzerland.
Wonderful.